So with a lot of people thinking that Bam Rodriguez would be an option for I've heard things like in a way. I don't know why, but I've heard those certain things. But right now the options that's coming down from 115 to 118 is Nakatani, Chocolatito, and also Juan Estrada. Those guys, Juan Estrada has been linked up Bam Rodriguez recently about a fight they close to making, or if not already made behind the scenes. Only time will tell, but those are guys that basically coming to the 118 division. That's going to be a big division coming up. A lot of people aren't really paying attention to because Inoue has a lot of attention down there. But with those guys kind of moving around and doing certain things, other belts opening up, I think Tanaka's going to fight for that 115 belt. But right now, a lot of different things are going on. We were wondering who would be other options for Bam Rodriguez, and a lot of things trying to happen as far as undisputed, but those can be fights that can be made. I feel like a lot of opponents down there are really moving around. Guys are trying to fill out, see what division they're comfortable in. As their weight kind of fluctuates, change around. But a lot of people are putting Bam on pound for pound right now, so a lot of guys are kind of taking notice of certain things. They kind of want to keep their name or try to make a bigger name for themselves. And right now, Juan Estrada, which is Gallo Estrada, a lot of people will consider him the best fight for Bam Rodriguez right now at this time. That's a big fight. But I think he has to make sure he doesn't take too many fights back to back, because then he'll be kind of making himself in a position where he got to defend it over and over in a big way. Right now, with those guys who seasoned veterans, they're gonna try to do certain things to kind of take him out. You know what I'm saying? Out of his rhythm, because they know a lot of these guys, younger guys, they'll take a big fight back to back, even if they're not in great shape or a lot of things going on outside. A lot of these guys fighting injured and different things like that. So I wouldn't let that just be an option as far as fighting all three of those guys in a row. I'll kind of try to like shuffle it up, because there's still other guys in the division that can be made as far as with a big fight. Those are not the only options. You know what I'm saying? Those are just guys who are either on their way to the division or could move to the division soon. Everything not concrete, but that's from what I'm hearing. But I knew about a possible fight with Gallo Estrada though. People just don't know if that's gonna be something that could be made in 2024. It's kind of something they're just looking towards right now. But I can definitely see that happening. But I think a lot of people just moving too fast on the 122 division. They kind of want any way to get rid of that division and move up to featherweight. But I mean, a lot of these guys moving up. A lot of people say it's not a lot of pounds. It's only 3 or 4 pounds, or you know what I'm saying, just difference between the weight divisions. But when it's that low, you know what I'm saying, I guess it makes a big difference to certain guys. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to be the best, you're gonna fight a big name. So in this game, you can basically you can dictate how big you want your pockets to be. If you want your pockets to be small, if you want to make big money, take a big fight. If you want to make a little money, take little fights. That's how it goes. You want to take the hard fights, you gonna earn the money like that. But a lot of other people not in a position where they want to take the hard fights. It's a lot of guys out here, they don't got to prove themselves no more. That's what people don't understand. But a lot of other guys, they kind of in that position where people like, well, I don't know if he's better than that guy. So, but some fighters, I know a lot of fighters I like, you ain't got to really ask them what to jump in the ring with anybody. They'll do it themselves. So If it's guys that's on the pound for pound list that's kind of like iffy about fighting guys, well, that's part of the problem with boxing. You know what I'm saying? I know. Basically, these guys like Bam Rodriquez, they won't do things like that. Chocolatito, all these other guys, they're not gonna be in that position. But a lot of people put themselves in that position. You can either move around, take the big fights, or you get left behind. And that's what a lot of those guys in those lower weight classes end up doing. They kind of like, I don't want to end up like the guys a couple of years ago that was at this weight class that was kind of moving around. Because you have one or two big fights and then that's kind of it after that. They'll kind of move on. So right now that's kind of, I don't know, that's not something that I would kind of look towards as far as trying to rush guys. It's going to happen though. In this generation, you ain't got to worry about all the other stuff as far as trying to rush the boxer. Mostly it's going to be about what the promoter wants to do and the events and when it's going to happen and what card is going to go on. That's why a lot of times these big fights need to happen because we need to find out what card need to go on. Because a lot of times they're not going to put a good undercard fight, like a fight that's like almost good but not really pay-per-view worthy. They're not gonna put that on the card that's not worthy for like having a fight like that. So a lot of times that's why these fights don't happen. You see how the Colbert and Rayo fight, that was a big fight, you know what I'm saying? It was almost bigger than it was bigger than the Morrell main event. So a lot of times it's hard to find cards for those type of fights. But that just happens. But that's all I got though. Like and subscribe.